you decided you need some practice, huh? You know the best tip my training officer ever gave me? Reload your weapon before it's empty. Saves time. If you zoom in using iron sight, you'll acquire targets faster. Try it. You'll see the difference. Of course, you know a headshot is the fastest way to take down a target. But watch out for helmets. They'll slow you down. If your target is wearing armor, you'll do less damage per round. How many rounds it takes to get through? Let's try armor piercing this time. Remember that, Agent. The right tool for the right situation. It could save your life. Now, let's take a look at the technical targets. These are tougher to disable using regular ammo. They tell me shooting security devices isn't usually the best way to go. You should try to disable them. Once you've disabled a security device, your armor-piercing rounds will take it out more easily. You should always have at least one backup weapon, so you can improvise, adapt, overcome any situation. Hoorah! Seems like you're warmed up now. Let's go over some of the other aspects of your weapons. How silencers reduce sound, but the trade-off is less stopping power, less damage per hit. See how much extra ammo you need because of the silencer? Normal. But if you need to be quiet, Adam, the silencer's the way to go. Just remember the decreased damage. You know, there are several other types of attachments you can use to upgrade your weapons. Keep your eyes open for them. Again, reloading your weapon before it's empty saves time. The pistol in full auto will take down targets fast, but it'll That's your refresher. But I'm sure you already knew all that stuff, Adam. Feel free to come back anytime.
Sorry if I was rude before. If the store had been empty.
We all have our roles to play, ceann-feadhna. How's yours going?
It is giving me new respect for criminals who run front operations. Late shipments, supply problems, random police searches at customs. Ugh.
I thought this store was just a front.
Best Front is a real company. Prahadovos is registered as an international shipping corporation in every country in the EU. I can get an office, way station, or depot up and running anywhere in Europe within 72 hours. I do not suppose you spoke to Agent Chang while you were down there.
He told me you've been hacked. I'm looking into it.
Good. I will sleep better knowing an experienced field agent is on the case.
Field agent?
We both know the deal, Jensen. There are two types of agents in this office. The ones who do the footwork and work the leads, and the ones who analyze them.
And you think Chang's one of those?
I think Chang lives in his head too much. He is good. He's very good. But it is also good that the task force brought in a new psychologist this month.
Anything you can tell me about this hack?
Chang will know more than me. I just told him something strange was going on. Utility statements being accessed, incomplete information on orders, that kind of thing.
The kind of thing that's easy to miss. Surprised you noticed it.
When you have been doing this as long as me, you start to question every little thing. Plus, that old lady kept coming around.
Old lady?
Chatty thing. I thought she was just lonely, until I caught her staring at the terminal when my back was turned.
Did you confront her about it?
I told Chang. Asked him to put a field agent on it.
Well, I better get going. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Do not tell me, tell Chang. I have a cover to keep. I'm glad you were not hurt in the bombing yesterday, Agent Jensen. The task force needs good men like you.
Thanks, ceann-feadhna. Take care.
Feels like everything is parallel.
granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted. granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Enough problems already.
Come in, come in.
Not much going on.
More than a few around.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Nothing to report. Fucking the barrel run.
Anomaly detected. Trace access granted.
Human presence detected. Engaging smart home system. Smart system engaged. Scanning biodata. Unauthorized presence confirmed. Intruder protocols engaged. You are not the authorized homeowner. Your presence in this home was not certified.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Please vacate the premises.
Access granted.
You have chosen not to leave.
You got the captain running you raw as well? I'd like some of these enders to try something. I am not engaging with you on that.
Something a little more romantic, maybe.
This is the apartment where the alarm is. Probably just the neighbor's cat. These new AI
Hello,
systems-
world. I'm sure they'll be happy.
It's no less than you deserve.
Right, that's a big trouble.
Access granted.
Human presence detected. Engaging smart home system. Smart system engaged. Scanning biodata. Unauthorized presence
Anomaly
confirmed.
detected.
Intruder protocol
Trace program
engaged.
initiated. Access granted.
Please hold still as I scan you. Thank you. Welcome to your smart home system. Security is of utmost importance. Your secrets are laid bare. I agree. Let's keep the world away. I'm sure they'll be happy to comply. Would you rather I sounded different? Your settings have been saved. Our portable data solution massive storage capacity, flexible screens, over 1,000 other activity features, area, up to 10. You should get rid of that. It's highly recommended.
In-depth look at UN Security Council Resolution 3507, also known as the Human Restoration Act. This legislation calls for the removal and downgrading of all overly powerful, unlicensed augmentation. Individuals who fail to comply will be arrested and relocated to designated all-open locations. Safety is the primary concern, especially in the wake of the August incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentation. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence of the night and polarizing dialogue on both sides. We will be watching this one closely, and
Shot the enemy. We're all you need to get the shot.
in yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sista Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box. That horrible day 2 years ago, augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history. I cannot speak for you folks, but terrifying memories of that day will certainly be a while before any of us forget it. This is Ceann-feadhna, reporting to you live from Picas.
Security. These are the greatest concerns of the digital age. And we at Palisades Property Bank.
Hey! Are you interested in clean guns for a good price?
Let's make this fast, huh? Let's all get home to our girlfriends. Or radiators. Have a look. Make up your mind. Stay, go, buy. Come on!
Maybe later.
For now. I like the sound of that.
Corporate documents, causing several Fortune 500 companies to go bankrupt. Between you and me, folks, the Collective is one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world, despite whatever praises the underground media wants to sing. This is Eliza Cassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Ariel is constantly back to the latest technology. On portable data massive storage.
Come on in. Weapons for sale.
With over 1,000 other unique and patented features. Ariel, up in the stratosphere.
Back to New York, and a more in-depth look at UN Security Council Resolution 3507, also known as the Human Restoration Act. This legislation, if passed, calls for the removal and downgrading of all overly unlicensed augmentations. Individuals who fail to comply will be arrested and relocated to designated AUG-only locations. Safety is the
Oyo,
primary concern,
you
especially
interested in
the
some
way
merchandise?
where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentation. Opponents of the legislation
Oyogo, you interested in some merchandise?
This is a waste of time, you know.
My goodness.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Can't believe a word they say. Make the best of it, he says. What a job.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Can't believe a word they say. Feels like everyone's house.
Come on in. Weapons for sale. Take your sideshow somewhere else.
Picus News, the global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. In the hands of irresponsible journalists in Canby. Underground websites and radio stations continue to praise the Juggernaut Collective, an elusive group of
initiated. Access granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Welcome home. The cleaning service confirms that your order has been placed. I will let them in when they come.
For all you need to get
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Vista Airlines Flight 4. Suggests that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the August. That horrible day 2 years ago.
beyond the legal jurisdiction of any government. Assured anonymity. Palisade Bank Corporation is now
I don't want any trouble. Quite a look.
And impartial reporting.
Hey! Are you interested in clean guns for a good price?
Let's make this fast, huh? Let's all get home to our girlfriends. Or radiators. Have a look. I'm trying to run a business here.
Not interested right now.
Fucking clanks.
That will keep them satisfied.
Yeah. Bye.
Oyobo girls are apparently animals in bed. Never catch me right.
Oh, hello.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
The terrifying memories of that day still haunt me. It will certainly be a while before any of us forget it. This is ceann-feadhna, reporting to you live.
Access granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Chang, I think I have something on our secret admirer. Group called ceann-feadhna. Mean anything to you?
You mean those conspiracy nuts? Very bad for business. How much do they know?
I'm not sure. They're hiding somewhere in the sewers in the Dovni district.
Find out whatever you can. What they know, what they want. If they blow the task force's cover, it's only a matter of time before someone blows up the task force.
Don't worry, Chang. I don't want the walls coming down just yet.
Back it up, freak.
Corporate archiving company in the world.
Around the clock,
Hey.
around the world.
Are you interested in clean guns for a good price? No, you were some girl.
I should have stayed in bed.
Dr. Rucker claims his organization is peaceful. It merely seeks to ensure the rights of the dog. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from IGUS. IGUS News, the global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting.
Make the best of it, he says. What? Don't.
Mislim, že se mi tam povedal.
These hackers lead in their way. Last year, the collective shut down London's traffic grid, causing gridlock for hours and preventing
I don't think
life-saving
anyone's
medical
here.
transports from getting through. In Chile, they committed massive voter fraud.
You
when
say
they
so?
rigged the
Hey there. You looking for a new stereo system?
I don't really get much time to listen to music.
How about movies? You like movies? Or maybe you got other interests?
What do you mean by other interests?
Well, I figure a man like you, he might need a little energy boost from time to time.
You're not talking about protein bars, are you?
Biocells, my friend. In perfect working order and completely under the radar.
What kind of movies are we talking about?
Oh, never mind. I was just making a stupid joke.
What you really mean is you don't want to tell me, since it's obvious I didn't come here for that. Calm down. I'm not a cop. I think I'll be on my way.
Feel free to come back if you change your mind.
unlicensed
Private sector.
individuals who fail
Waiting
to
next to
comply
the
will be arrested and relocated to designated AUG-only locations. Safety is the primary concern, especially in the wake of the AUG incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentation. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live.
Anomaly detected. Trace access granted.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Siska Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have accepted flashback.
bullet.
I can help you with something, yes?
Try being more spontaneous, and people find you predictable.
I'm looking for Laborio.
It is me. You have come for the magic?
I'm hoping you can help me make sense of something. A strange encounter I had. A man hiding behind a screen in the sewers, surrounded by followers of some kind. His name is Richard. You used to be partners.
Richard is alive. You found him?
I'm not sure what I found, but I know I didn't like it. Richard had a way of depriving me. Things I wanted to say and do, but I couldn't.
I am so happy he is alive. Richard and I was sure that I should have known. Richard always said the show must go on.
There was nothing entertaining about this. What is he doing down there? How is he doing it?
I have not seen Richard in many years. We developed a show together, the evolution of stage hypnosis intensified through technology. Adapted versions of the Casey and DDE designs.
A social augmentation?
In conjunction with modern hypnotic techniques, something much more powerful than mere persuasion. The communal construction of an alternate reality. For 3 hours on a Friday night, we guided people into brave new worlds.
These worlds you and Richard created through hypnosis, what were they exactly?
They were whatever people wanted, created together with the audience. Every night was different. After the incident, we were made to stop, treated as criminals. It was not right. People paid for their tickets and embarked on imaginative explorations. We did not hurt anyone. We would never hurt anyone.
I'm not sure that's still true for Richard. His audience now, I'm worried they may be trapped. Is that something he could be capable of? Creating a world and keeping people there indefinitely?
It depends on the personality. If someone is susceptible to the message, and if Richard keeps repeating it, it is conceivable.
The technology Richard is using to do all this, how does it work?
Binaural beats. Richard bounces his source transmission through a series of emitters that use targeted neural oscillation to stimulate specific areas of the basal ganglia.
Right. Let's assume I'm not familiar with that particular ganglia.
Richard is using a system of emitters that can intensify and adjust his frequency, his message, his intent. Imagine it. He can make the very soul of a transmission pierce into the brainwaves of his target audience.
I don't need to imagine it. I already know it's terrifying. Why do you think Richard is doing this? What's his endgame in trying to hypnotize people in a sewer?
I cannot say for sure, but after the incident, after the way things began to change, Richard said he was going to find a better place. I did not hear from him again. The loss of so many people that we knew, I believe it broke him.
He didn't seem very broken to me. More like a guru of some kind, with way too much control over the people in that room.
No, Richard is not capable of hurting anyone. At least, he was not before. He was an idealist, the kind of man who... The worlds we created together on stage, they were more beautiful than the reality.
Tell me how to stop Richard.
Richard is conveying a vision of himself, of themselves, of an alternate community they are building together. If it is Richard's goal to keep the people there, the only way to free them is to make them see through it.
Well, how do I do that? Last time I talked to him didn't go so well.
The signal he is transmitting, its effect is limited to a specific radius. To the room where the audience is, where the emitters are installed. Wherever Richard is must be outside of that room.
So if I get to him, I'll be able to say or do whatever I want?
Yes, but promise you won't hurt him, please.
I'm not promising anything. Something tells me if I do get in there, he's not going to be content to just talk.
There may be a better way. The emitters, they are somewhere in the room, yes? Okay then, so wait. You wait. Just wait 1 second, please. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where are you? Come to me. Shh. Ba, 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 ba. Wait. Okay. I think I have what I'm looking for. I think I have found what you need. Ta-da! They are scrambling devices, our failsafe whenever things got ugly. Attach them to the emitters and it closes the ability to amplify. Good night. Show's over. Your gods are but men again.
And that'll be enough to make the people in the room see through them?
I hope. If they have been exposed for a very long time, you need to help them to see. But please be kind to Richard. I don't know what he has become, but I know what he was. A decent man once, who simply believed that the world should be better.
We all believe that. But there are better and worse ways of going about it.
Can't defend against that kind of thing.
Všechno vidím.
Has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you, live, from Piken.
Access granted.
When an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the odd incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented... all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history. I cannot speak for you folks, but the terrifying memories of that day still haunt me. It will certainly be a while before any of us forget it. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you, live, from Piken, exclusive to you.
Just make it through this shift.
Vážně jsme k něčemu dobrý.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. Is freedom of the press a threat to our freedom? In the hands of irresponsible journalists.
Celý oddělení je skončeno.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Legislation, if passed, calls for the removal and downgrading of all overly powerful, unlicensed augmentations. Individuals Individuals who fail to comply will be arrested and relocated to designated AUG-only locations. Safety is the primary concern, especially in the wake of the AUG incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentations. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching this very closely for any break in the story.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sista Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident.
Breakdown of cooperation between the intelligence...
City has gone to hell.
Ever since the Palisade Bank fired him, he's been so angry and withdrawn.
The stock market is huge big after the government, but it's recovering very fast.
Of course.
And smarter than they are.
Not only that, but I bought a bunch of stuff prior.
Rather, stay quiet.
Skoro mi připadá, že jsme v chomoutu s rusákama.
Něco takového by nikdy nedá.
Here's trouble.
legislation, if passed, calls for the removal and downgrading of all overly talented, unlicensed subjects.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Especially in the wake of the AUG incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentations. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you, live, from Picus.
Got this. Ashanti and Ludwig's. For all you need to get Ashanti.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew.
This place is falling apart. There's all I can do to keep it together.
No, my si pojď koupat hezký čas. Vždycky. A nikdy jsme je nevybírali. Teď ji potřebujeme.
My favorite thing about Ludwig's is that there are no clanks allowed. So I don't have to see them, I don't have to smell them, and they can't pester me.
It has an outdoor terrace with no walls. They pass by all the time, and there's nothing stopping them from walking over and asking for a handout.
It's the thought that counts. It lets them know they don't belong with good, upstanding people. Besides, you're not pro-AUG, are you?
Hell no! I just wanted to say that if you think Ludwig's policy makes any difference to these people, you're kidding yourself.
Co to jako znamená? Chápu, že tam nedávno došlo k útoku, ale nedává to smysl. Bomba!
All of them occurring after Dr. Talis Rucker, leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition, took up residence in the neighboring Udalite complex.
Fucking asshole.
This organization is peaceful, and merely
Here comes the big shot.
augmented in a world that has turned against them. But with the United Nations set to debate the Human Restoration Act in a matter of weeks, could the good doctor be changing his tune? Your guess is as good as mine. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you live.
Hands are fast.
Bomba! To pro boha můžou
The
být.
global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. Massive threat to our freedom? In the hands of irresponsible...
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Is the damage these hackers leave in their wake. Last year, the collective shut down London's traffic grid, causing gridlock for hours and preventing life-saving medical transports from getting through. In Chile, they committed massive voter fraud when they rigged the electronic voting system and controlled your voice. In Russia, combat drones attacked key leaders. In the US, millions of workers lost their jobs when the collective leaked classified corporate documents, causing several Fortune 500 companies to go bankrupt.
Panzer bastard.
Si to pro boha můžou plíst?
Can't defend against that kind of thing.
Crazy talking. I'm going to get the police if this continues.
I don't like him.
Třetí šichta zervat.
Spread the road here. Come and get it!
So my client beat him to death with a dip. In front of a cop? How are you going to spin that one in court?
I don't have to. The police officer is prepared to testify that it was self-defense. The shopkeeper pulled the knife on my client first, and during the altercation, the knife fell through a sewer grate.
Oh, I get it. Your client and the cop have a pre-existing business arrangement. Nice.
You interested in some hacking software, maybe?
I cannot speak for you, folks. The terrifying memories of that day still haunt me.
Break it, you fix it!
This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Exclusivity, anonymity.
Hey, you! We got multi-tools for sale in...
Concerns of the digital age, and we at Palisade Property Bank have made addressing those
Welcome, welcome.
Nice gear you've got here.
All high-end. And you look like you know high-end. Which biotech did your job? Not Isolate. They don't come in black.
You try this on all your customers?
Just the ones made of carbon fiber. As one enthusiast to another, you can tell me.
Gonna have to disappoint you.
Maybe you can make it up to me. You look like the kind of man who might have access to breach software.
That stuff's illegal.
Come on, man, don't play around. You know why it's illegal. You know the world governments don't want us to find out their dirty secrets, but we will, and you can help us. Be part of the revolution. Anyway, just think about it. All the details are in the computer. Want to have a look? To sell or to buy?
Sure.
Great. Go ahead. Seen it all before, haven't you?
Nothing for me.
Don't wait for planned obsolescence.
When they rigged the electronic voting system and elected a 12-year-old boy as president. In Russia, fast combat drones attacked planes and in the US, millions of workers lost their jobs when the collective leaked classified corporate documents.
Stop. Identification, please. Okay, you're good to go.
Thank you.
He adores me. I can't for the understand why.
Hello?
You're kidding.
Hi,
A man
no,
got
I'm
me
fine.
high.
I'm fine.
For a daughter?
I
bet
in the
Sunday
train
dinner at their
station when it
house.
happened. Please,
Anomaly
current activity. The bank is nowhere near
Trace
the train
program
station.
initiated.
You live in a town.
Сила снежкорнятов.
Always watching. Because you are always watching.
Stop. Identification. It's like stepping back in time. Even the owner is an antique. I did go in once, just to see. But I ran right out again because I came face to face with this creepy-looking og woman. That would be the old man's daughter. He adores her. I can't for the life of me understand why.
Hello?
You're kidding.
Hi,
A man trapped in
No,
the past
I'm
has
fine.
a fanatical
I'm fine,
transhumanist
Mercedes.
for a daughter?
I
I bet
wasn't
Sunday
in the
dinner at
train
their house is
station when it
lots of
happened.
fun.
No, I don't. The bank is nowhere near the train station. You live in a town with a population of 800 people, but here things are more spread out.
You'll help,
Gotta
right?
go. Give my
Won't
best
just
account.
walk by like the others?
Bye.
Please, I can't take much more of this. Please, I can't take much more of this.
Spanish flu. That's impossible. We eradicated Spanish flu decades ago.
Until yesterday, I would have agreed with you. But I've got a dead 4-month-old boy whose cells are telling me something different.
If it were making a comeback, the CDC would have told us, and VersaLife would already be manufacturing a cure. Don't be paranoid.
So much history here.
I think some of the old diseases are making a comeback. Most of my colleagues disagree. That scares me too.
Human presence detected. Engaging smart home system. Smart system engaged. Initiating personality package. Beta version 212.
Not much going on.
initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Listen to that garbage. Wouldn't treat a dog like that. Got problems already. Glad today.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.